Hey everyone, my name is Nicole and welcome to my channel and to what is, for me at least, my very first video. So super excited that you're here and that you clicked on this video and thought that this could be a good video to have on my channel, whether it's my first video that you're finding kind of as an intro to me and my background and what led to this really big life change to go back to nursing school, or also just one you can come back to if you stumble upon a different video and want to learn a little bit more about me. So let's dive in a little bit just to my background and then this new change that I'm making. So my name is Nicole. I am 25 years old and I have been a recruiter for 4 years now. And like you can tell, have made the decision to go back to nursing school. So with that, definitely not a decision that came lightly at all, and is a very large pay cut from the position that I have left as of August of this year, August of 2025, but ultimately something that I think is going to work a lot better for me and for my future family and just kind of what I'm looking for moving forward. So with that, like I mentioned, I am a recruiter currently, or was a recruiter. My last day was August 1st of 2025. So I got a business degree previously with a minor in marketing and event planning, and graduated in May of 2021. So COVID was kind of like my last little less than a year and a half of college. It hit in spring of my junior year, and really wasn't sure what I wanted to do after graduation. During my senior year of college, I moved home. Well, during spring of my junior year, I moved home, and with that, at that point in time, didn't really know what I wanted to do, but had a lot of extra free time with only doing classes online. So I did sell insurance my senior year of college, and then the company that I ended up working for after graduation reached out to me on LinkedIn during that time when I was still kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do and what my next steps were going to look like from there. So recruiting was something I had always been interested in. I had tried to get internships in it because it was something I thought would be really fun and fulfilling. And it really was starting off. I can definitely do a different video on this if it's something that you're interested in, but ultimately what it came down to is I just got really burnt out in the position. So I worked for what a lot of people would refer to as like a temp agency, a staffing agency. So we filled positions for a lot of different clients. So internal HR, obviously you're filling positions only for the company you work for, and maybe you're filling, one of this type of position and one of that type of position. But with staffing agencies, we could be trying to fill 50 of the same position for a client, and then turn around and have something different with another client, which I did really enjoy the variety. But I think ultimately where my burnout came from, without getting too deep into this, is just that when those people started, for the company that I worked for at least, we were responsible for maintaining them and being their main point of contact the entire time that they were on contract. So anytime they needed anything, if they were having problems with their manager or an issue with the day-to-day of the job, I was the person that they were calling and complaining to about this at all hours of the day, even with me putting in different focus modes on my phone and stuff like that. And ultimately it just led to me getting really burnt out. When I first started, I really enjoyed getting to help people during such a transformative period of their life and helping them find a job and prep them and all of those things. But I think towards the end of the position, I kind of just got to the point where I was just going through the motions, but I really wasn't getting that fulfillment. And overall, I didn't think it was fair to the company that I was working for or the candidates that I was working with to stay in a position where I wasn't feeling fulfilled and happy, because my concern was that my work ethic was going to show that as well, and those candidates weren't going to get the same experience as some of my previous candidates might have gotten as well. So about a year and a half ago, this was something that I had started to feel quite a bit and kind of started to just think about and talk to my boyfriend about and say, hey, I don't think what I'm doing right now is sustainable. In the staffing industry for like agency positions, the average lifespan of an employee is about a year. So with that, I had definitely long surpassed that, being there 4 years, but had kind of just started to tell him, I'm not feeling fulfilled as much anymore. And I just think that long term, with like having kids and a family, this is not a position I can see myself in, because I am worried that I'm going to miss a lot of those big milestones. So we had kind of started talking, and he was like, you know, what are you thinking that you want to do? And nursing was something that had continued to be in the back of my mind, and something that I had kind of expressed to him that I thought I wanted to explore further now after being a little bit older. I think some of the emotional concerns that I had, I guess is what you could say, previously in high school that led to me not going into nursing at the time, was something that I think came just for me with time and experience. So I was really concerned, just that I was going to struggle with patients that had like terminal diagnoses, or that were just having a really hard time while I was taking care of them. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be bringing that home with me or what that was going to look like. And I think over time, that was something that I realized that I just kind of naturally learned how to handle some as well, or just like difficult patients or difficult individuals from my previous position too. So we agreed that I could just maybe start taking a couple of the prereqs, because obviously with a business degree, I didn't have any of the prereqs that I needed for nursing school, and just see how it went, see if it was something I was even interested in, and then kind of explore options from there. So started taking some of my prereqs back in March of 2024. And then with that started, those were all online. So I took classes in the spring, and then in the summer, so like medical terminology, pharmacology, or like an intro to pharmacology more so, sociology, nutrition, and then come the fall was when I was actually going to have to commit to some of those in-person classes. So started off with anatomy and physiology 1 and microbiology, and then in the spring, this past spring, I took anatomy and physiology 2, and then chemistry, which chemistry was by far the hardest class that I had to take, and started just talking with him more, letting him know that, you know, hey, I think I'm really enjoying this, and this is the route that I want to go, and ultimately started applying to nursing schools to see if I would even get in, and also just kind of trying to figure out from like a finances standpoint where we stood there too. So like I mentioned in the title, in my role with the staffing agency, I definitely was making very good salary for the area that I live in my age, and it was something that I always knew I wasn't going to stay in long term. So tried to make some really smart decisions as far as like where my money was going as far as retirement and savings, so that ultimately I was setting myself up to do something different down the road if that was something that I wanted to do. But still definitely very scary, because this is going to be over a 6-figure pay cut. So definitely can do another video on just what that prep looked like financially, if that's something that you're interested in, and just what those conversations looked like a little bit more in depth. But ultimately did get accepted to 2 different nursing schools, and made a decision to do an accelerated bachelor's program. So it's going to be a 15-month program, starting this August, and then I'll graduate in December of 2026 and be a, hopefully I will have my BSN and then test to become an RN. So I am going to be working at a hospital in the meantime, and just helping with getting patients set up to get x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, and just helping with that, just to get some exposure to working in the medical field. I've been there for a little bit now as well, and also to working within an EMR and interacting with patients too, so that hopefully when I get into the hospital during clinicals, it's not like the shell shock of, wow, this is the first time I'm in a hospital. But happy to talk more about that as well. You guys kind of just tell me what you want to see, but super excited for this next chapter and what everything is going to look like there. And I hope that you will tag along to see a little bit more about my journey. I'm planning on doing some prep for nursing school videos, so there are some spots in our house that I really just feel like I want to organize and get whipped into shape prior to me starting, and then also just some vlogs of classes and just some different videos along the way. So if you have any requests or any questions, please let me know down below, and I'm super excited that you're here. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.